Hello, everybody. Welcome to this new webinar session. My name is Marilou, and I will be presenting today the new version of PlanningPME Web, which is the version 4.7.0.28. So I will be your host during this webinar. I will have the pleasure to be here with my colleagues, Caroline and Lauriane. They are available to answer any of your questions that you may have. So you have a chat available here. So please feel free to ask all of your questions during the presentation. And if needed, at the end of the presentation, we will take also 5 minutes to answer the rest of your question. So let me share now my screen with you. So can you see now all of the new evolutions right here? I think that should be now okay. So as I was telling you, I will present you at first the two-plan test panel, which is located at the right side of our schedule. I will now show you also how to customize your headers, also how to customize your caption on the event window. Then I will show you how to click on the new icons we are provided on the overview of the schedule. I will also show you the new automatic notification reminder, which is an advanced version of all the notification you already know. Then I will show you the custom field for unavailabilities. Then I will go further by showing you the new display for the several days view. I will also show you the custom theme for geolocation. Also, we developed a new feature, which is the possibility to duplicate and move several events at the same time. Same theme for the recurrency. We give you now the possibility to get off the recurrency of several events at the same time. We also created a small schedule without that is already available in the client software version for those of you who are familiar with it. And then I will conclude the presentation with the visual alerts with availabilities and skills. Okay, so I will stop sharing this screen and I will start sharing my web access screen. So here we are now on the new version of PlanningPME 4.7.0.28. So I will start now with the new feature, which is the biggest feature here, which is the two-plan task panel. So as you can see now, there is a new panel on the right corner of the schedule that is called the two-plan task panel. So what is it? This is a panel that regroups all of your two-plan tasks and also your two-plan resources. I have on this schedule two different two-plan resources. I have the two-plan IT resource and I have the two-plan marketing resource. And these two resources regroups different tasks. So this is basically a list of all of your two-plan tasks. So here you have the possibility to make it go away if you click here. And this is now back. You have the possibility here now to click on the plus, and it will give you the possibility to create directly a task from here. So for example, if I create here an appointment and I save it, the appointment will be here right down in the list. So this is very interesting because it will allow you to save some time. You will have also the possibility to move directly this task into the schedule. So if I select now this appointment and I move it on Christian's line, I will have the possibility to postpone it and switch it directly. Just a piece of information. This is not possible to do it the other way around, meaning putting back the task in the panel, just so that you know. You also have two different possibilities inside the panel. You have the possibility to hide the rows, meaning the two-plan resources will be here hidden. So as you can see, the two-plan IT resource is now hidden. If I click again here, it's back. Also, you have here a small filter that gives you the possibility to filter through the task status. So if you only want to see the two planned tasks that are confirmed, for example, you can click here, click on confirm, and you will only have access to those tasks. Okay, and as I told you, you can click here to close the panel, and if you want to have it back, you can click here. So this was basically it for the two plan test panel. I will now switch to the header customization. So as you can see now, you will be all surprised to see here different icons under the name of all the resources down here. This is what we call the headers. So where to add and to customize the headers. In order to do that, you will have to go to the menu tools here. You will have to choose here description. And directly in the description type, you will have the possibility to access all of the different headers. So just a piece of information, the header is available for the resource, the project, and the client. So if I click on resource header, I have here the possibility to add many information as header. In this case, I added the email, the mobile, and the full address. If, for example, I remove all of it like that, and I save it, and I go back to the schedule, you will see that all the icons are gone. Let me now have them back. So if I click again on resource email, resource pool address, and resource mobile, and save it, the icon will be back. Okay, so it gives you the possibility to access directly the email, the address, and the mobile phone of the resource. We are here on the resource view. Let's now switch to the client view. And this is basically working the same way around here. So here you have the icon for the phone. You have also the email, even the city. So if, for example, I go back to the menu tools description, and here I choose client header, then I have the possibility to add a few also information. If, for example, I decide to hide the client, country, and if I go back on the client view, I would have the possibility to access the country and the city of the client. Here, for example, Évry, Paris, London, Courcouronnes. So this is very interesting. And also, the project is here included for the headers. If I click on the project view, this is very interesting because it gives you the deadline of the project. There is a small warning icon in this case, warning you that the project due date is past. Also, same thing here. If you go back to the menu tools and then choose description, and if you choose the project headers, you have here also the possibility to play around with it. If, for example, I remove the deadline here and save it, and if I go back here, you still have here the deadline. One second. One second, I just have to do one more thing. Anyway, as you can see now, if you click here, you have the possibility earlier to see the project duration and the due date, and now this is not possible anymore to have them on the headers. Okay, so let me now switch to my next point, which is the caption on the event windows. I will go back now to the resource view. So for example, I will open a task. And here, as you can see, there are some novelties. So for example, if you have a closer look under project, you can see that we have here the name of the client linked to the project. And also you have under the name of the client added directly in the event window all the details regarding the client, his contact name, his address, his email, and his phone number. This is what we call the caption. This is also completely customizable. So if you go back to the menu tools and choose again description, and if you go back into the type section, here you will have the possibility, for example, to change the client caption. So that's quite interesting. If I decide, for example, to remove the country and add the city, it will now appear. So in this case, we will have the pleasure to see here Courcouronne, for example, what wasn't here before. So this is quite interesting because it gives you, again, the possibility to completely customize your schedule the way you like it. And as I told you, this is, if we go back to the menu tools description, this is available for the client. This is also available for the project, of course. And this is also available for the client's equipment. So for example, if I go on the project and if I remove here the deadline and the name of the client, and if I go back here and click on project, as you can see, everything is here also gone, as well as here. You don't have the name of the client anymore, just the name of the city as I had it before. Okay, so that will lead me to my next point, which is the clickable icons, because this is completely linked to the header customization and the caption on the event window. Here, in this case, you have the possibility to click on the different icon, and it will lead you directly to the information you are searching for. So, for example, if I want to write down an email to Lucy, I will just have to click here on the icon. It will open my mailbox and I will be writing down directly to Lucy. Same thing here. If I want to see exactly where Lucy is located, I will click here on the maps and it will open directly the maps where Lucy is located. And same thing for the phone. If I click here, it will open a phone application, any application that you may need, and you can directly then call the person. You can try it. You can try it later on your smartphone if you want. So these clickable icons are available, for example, here on the resource view. But as you can see, they are also available on the client view. The project is a little bit different on that stage. All right, and also if I open, for example, a task here, I have also the possibility through the caption to click also directly on the maps and on the email. If I try it, you will see it will be working exactly the same way. It will open the Google Maps, and also here, if I click on the email, it will open directly my mailbox, and I will have now the possibility to write down an email to contact@planningpme.com. Okay. Now that I finished with that, I will switch to the next feature, which is the automatic notification reminder. So I guess this is also one feature that will interest you a lot. So I hope you are all familiar with the notification. So let's go to the menu data and click on notification. I already pre-created a few notification templates for this webinar. The one I created here in particular is called a reminder. So basically, what is it about? Here, I decided that any people from those departments, administration, sales, marketing, IT, which are creating a task label named appointment, meeting, or business meeting, will receive a reminder 1 hour before the exact timing. And it will send a reminder directly to the resource. So please check your resource email before starting to implement anything. So here, basically, if you look down in the drop-down list, you have here a reminder at the first place, and this is completely new. In the past, you didn't have access to this reminder. So this is the reminder I pre-created for our webinar. So if I save it and I go back here, I have the possibility, if I want, to create any task for Lucy, for example, and to receive a reminder about this task. So basically, I will now open Lucy's cart. As you can see, there is my email here. So that shouldn't be a problem to receive the notification. So now I will create a notification, which is, of course, an appointment in this case. And I will be precise now with the timing. I will look at the timing. We're today the 10th of July, and let's say the meeting would be at 4:49, sorry. PM. I will now save this new event, and supposedly in a bit, meaning in about 1 minute, I am supposed to receive the reminder. So I will just check if you have any question in the meantime in the chat. I see that my colleague Caroline is taking time to answer all of your questions. We can, for example, go along with the next feature, which is the custom field for unavailabilities. So in this new version, we give you now the possibility to add a custom field in the unavailability section. So this is quite interesting. So if, for example, I close the two-plan test panel, and I go to custom field, I will press now here add, and here in the destination, you will have the pleasure to find an availability. So if we create a complete use case here, let's say that you are sick, that you want to add a personal file about your sickness. This will be something like a sickness certificate. So you will decide to add an attached file. In this case, you can name it personal, for example. You can create here the label sick leave. You can save the information. And now if you go back to the schedule, and if, for example, I open the sick leave request of Christian, I can see here that I have the possibility to add any file. I will click here. I will be adding one file, in this case, which will be a sickness certificate. I will save it. And now, as you can see, there is also a small icon. And you will have access anytime. Sorry, sorry to interrupt this feature presentation. We just received a reminder. Sorry, it took some time, but it's here. Okay, so this is a reminder for what we did about Christian, but the reminder that interests us, let me show you. The reminder is here. So this is the reminder we created for Lucy. So this is exactly how it looks like when you will receive a reminder. And if you click here, you will access directly the event window. All right, so sorry for the interruption. I'm going to go back to the custom field for unavailabilities. So as I told you, you have this possibility to add now new custom field for unavailability. What can be also interesting in this case is that you can add also the signature of your boss. Eventually, he can sign that he approve also your leave or your sickness leave in this case. So that could be also interesting to add the signature as a custom field in this case. Okay, I will now switch to a small feature we created. This is more a visual feature. This is the display of the several days view. So here, as you can see, we are on a monthly view. And here, if you click on several days, you now see a small arrows that gives you the possibility to choose how many days you want to be displayed on the schedule. So in this case, we have the possibility to display 2 days or even 3 days, meaning Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, or even 4 days, going until Thursday included. So that's really up to you to decide what you want to do with this view, but at least now you have the choice about this view. Before it was only 3 days, and now you can choose between 2, 3, 4, and 5 days. All right, so that was a small visual changes we made on the general time view of the schedule. I will now switch to also a very interesting feature, which is the geolocation. So at the beginning, be sure that you approve the geolocation on your PC, on your PlanningPME, okay? So basically, it works the same way like for the unavailability. We go back to the menu data and we choose here custom field. Okay, I already pre-created one field in order to show you how it works. So this is basically the field I've created earlier. So it means that in the destination, meaning in the event window, I added here the geolocation field here that will give me the possibility to clock in. For example, let's say I am a technician. I work for a company. I have to attend an intervention for clients. I arrive there and I just want to clock in. And now, thanks to this custom field, we give you this possibility. So I already pre-created this field, which is called clocked in. Do not forget to tickle the box clocking mode here. I will save it again, just to be sure. I will open one task as an example. And here, as you can see on the event window, you have the clock in field. So if you click here, look at the warning. Please note that all clockings are final. Would you like to clock now? So let's say we will clock now to say that we start the intervention. Okay? Now I can save it. You can see also here a small icon, meaning that you clocked in. And I will create now a small custom field for the clocking out. So let's go back to the menu data. Click on custom field. So this is what I created earlier. Okay? You all remember it? And we are going to do exactly the same for the clock out. So it will remain in the task general. Here you will have to choose geolocation. So in this case, it will be time out. The label will be clock out. I will tickle the box clocking mode as well. I will save it. I will go back to the schedule, open again the other task. I will now clock out by clicking here. I will have the same message. I will say yes. And at least you see that my intervention lasted 1 minute. You will have all the information here about the geolocation. So if you click here, it will open the place where I am at the moment. So that's also quite interesting regarding the Google Maps. You will know how much time the intervention lasted and also where exactly is the technician located. Okay. So that was quite an interesting feature. Let me now switch to another feature, which is the possibility to duplicate and move several tasks at the same time. This is also quite an interesting one. So let's have here our first example. Let's say I am the resource Kevin. I will know for sure that I will be sick during the week of the 7th of July. What I will do is that I will press Control. I will select here these 3 events since I know I'm sick. And I will postpone the event from the 14th of July. So here I will click right and 2 options appear, duplicate here or move here. In Kevin's case, I will click on move here. This informs me that the items will be scheduled and moved. I will press on yes, and now all the events are moving at the same time where I want them to be. So that's quite interesting. Also, let's say I am now another resource. I am Christian, and I have these 2 appointments during this week. So this is quite interesting to see how it works. What I want is to duplicate now these 2 appointments on Marlene's line. So what I will do is that I will press Control. I will select the 2 events. I will do the same manipulation here. So instead of move here, I will click on duplicate here. I have also this warning saying that Marlene will be replacing Christian for this. I will click now on yes. And if you open right here, the event, you can see that the involved resource is now Marlene. So this is quite an interesting feature. You can move and duplicate a few events at the same time. So you can even duplicate a complete whole schedule. You can see it, for example, if here I press Control, I select all the different tasks from Kevin. And if I want to duplicate here, this will be also duplicating on the line meeting rooms A. So this is quite a fascinating feature. All right, let me now move to one of our next feature, which is get off the recurrency of a few events. It will be basically working in the same way. For example, you can see here that the vehicle A has 2 different recurring tasks for the week of the 7th of July. So if I want, I can, for example, press Control, select these 2 tasks, and I know for sure that the vehicle A won't be available anymore at that time. So I just want to remove the recurrency here. So I will click on these 2 arrows, which means get off the recurrence. And now the 2 different tasks are no longer recurring. And I have the possibility to click here on the bin and delete them. But still, the vehicle A will still have all of the other recurring tasks going along on the schedule. So this is also quite an interesting task and feature. Also, I will show you now our next picture, which is the schedule wizard. So the schedule wizard is very interesting. So I will show you now how it works. So for example, I will open here the task C. So basically here you see nothing. I think you will agree with me. So we have 2 resources involved here, Ben and Jocelyn. Okay. And if I want, for example, to involve Jackie in this feature, as you can see, Jackie has already lots of different tasks planned for the week of the 7th of July. I remove Jackie, but as you see, when I involve Jackie, the schedule wizard appears. Why? Because the schedule wizard is trying to find all the common slots between all of the different involved resources. So in this case, the schedule wizard tell you that there is absolutely no slots available for the selected resources and duration because they are all packed. But let's say, for example, that for this task, we will include Megan, but we will also include Lucy, and that we will also include John. And as you can see now, this offers a first available slot for all the resources, which is the 11th of July. So this is quite practical, and this feature will allow you to save lots of time. So I will click now on Apply. And now it's selected directly the beginning date, which is the 11th of July, as the schedule wizard suggested it earlier. I will now save the information. And as you can see now, this is now planned on the 11th of July. Okay, I will switch now to the last feature of our presentation. And sorry that I was a bit long today. So the last feature is the visual alerts. So for example, if I double click here and I open this event window, you can see that something changed. Okay, there is the caption. Okay, there was earlier the schedule wizard, but now here, if you have a closer look at the resource, you can see that Lucy has a small hat next to her name. And when you let your mouse on the hat, you can see that Lucy doesn't have the skill to participate to this meeting. This is what we call the visual alerts. Okay, so this is the first visual alert that we created for this for the skills. So it means that anytime an appointment is planned or scheduled, the person should be speaking English. Okay, and we created also another one, which I will show you on another task as an example. So for example, here, if I add John in this case for this task, you see here a red circle. This is, if you're all familiar with Teams, this is working a bit in the same way. It means that the person is occupied and this is not suitable to plan a task for this person. And indeed, if you go back here on John's line, you can see that John has two different appointments when we want to plan the event. So this is quite interesting. And for example, you can, when we opened this earlier, you see that Lucy doesn't have the skills here. But here, if I add English as a skill, and if I open again the task, you see that the hat will disappear. So it really links these visual alerts to all the skills and the availability that you have. So this is now the end of our presentation. I would like to thank you for your time. I would like to know now if you have any questions so far. I will send you now the link for the new PlanningPME features right here. So do we have any question so far? I will stay here for one small minute. So thank you a lot. Thank you a lot for your presence today, and see you soon for a new webinar session. Bye-bye.